feeling cleaner than I ever would be. It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Y'all, we got to get into some things today. I don't know if you guys see my pre-recorded video I did earlier today, but we talked about Evelyn Lozada coming back to Basketball Wives. As you guys know, if you follow this channel, I told you guys that in part A, so this is not new news over here. But you guys, for the major people to tell y'all, I guess, I don't know. But I did tell you guys that Evelyn was coming back like in part A. So Evelyn Lozada is coming back, but we got to get into Brittish. You know, me and Cindy have been reviewing the show, Basketball Wives, and Brittish went on and pleaded guilty. So let's get into that conversation. But before we do all that, let's take care of business of this channel. If you want to join my tribe, please stay on my site. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn your notifications, turn them on all so you get notified every time I go live. Like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section down here, and then also go over here and then comment in the chat. Turn your notifications, turn them on all so you're notified every time I go live, so your boy can get in or back into the algorithm. Let's do the intro. Let's get into it. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
And I am back. Okay, y'all. So let's jump into what's going on here. But before we do that, let me say what's up to the people that are already here. What's going on to Janet Holiday, and also what's going on to Babs over here. Janet Holiday says, "Hey, so Deb, say it's not so. It's very much so." What? I don't know what that is. Hey, Miss Indies, what's going on? Hopefully you guys can see me. I just got a notification. I don't know what's going on. Toria, what's going on, Toria? And so they're happy you are here. What's the tea on Bridge? We're about to get into that. All right, so Brittish has pleaded guilty, y'all. And me and Cindy have been going on and on and on and on about this. So let's actually get into what is going on with Brittish, okay? So we have her here. Let's go up. It says Brittish. It says Basketball Wives cast member Brittish Williams pleads guilty to 15 felonies, including bank fraud. 15, y'all. Okay. Let's put me here. What's going on, Shaw Walk? What's going on? What is going on? Now we watched this season where she kept on saying she was concerned about the ankle monitor and all type of things. Hey Mia, I saw you earlier on my Evelyn thing. I was at work, so I couldn't really respond. But thank you for supporting me earlier today while that was going on. So I definitely want to shout you out for that, for being a major supporter. It meant a lot to me because I was going back and forth. I couldn't type in the chat, but I did see you over there while that video was playing. What else? Victoria says, wait. What I thought she said she was not guilty. Well, we about to talk into it. Yes. Wow, 15. Tori says, 15, wild girl, what did you do, child? We about to get into what she did. Yes, damn. Okay. Okay. No, I knew, but I was just like, you know what? I seen you in the chat. I kept going back and forth because I was doing stuff with my kids, but I couldn't really like respond. So I was like watching and everything. But thank you for supporting me earlier today. All right, so let's pull up the article. Oops. Oh, actually, it was already up. I just took it down. Let's pull up the article again. So that's what wise cast member Brittish Williams pleads guilty to 15 felonies, including bank fraud. Now, me and Cindy were already here, but because maybe you guys were not there, let's get into it. It says Basketball Wives cast member Brittish Williams pleaded guilty Wednesday, that was yesterday, to 15 felonies, including fraud schemes related to the pandemic. She admitted fraud amounts of $446,000 in stolen money. And this is via KMOV. Shout out to Love B. Scott, and also to whoever who KMOV is. Let's see. Okay, that's the news over in St. Louis. Okay, there we go. So I want to make sure I said what it was. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me come back down here. Oh man, I done took down the article. All right, y'all. Give me give me a second. I forgot to hit the back button and then not the X. But while I'm pulling this back up, did you guys think she was guilty already? Did y'all think she was guilty already? Because over here, we knew she was guilty. We didn't understand why she was complaining about an ankle monitor, but she should have been complaining about fixing her damn problems. Okay. Here we go. All right, we're back. All right. Miss Mia said, take it. Hey, what's going on, Miss Jacka Trades? Hey, SoDebNair, how are you doing today? Miss you. Hello to everyone in the chat today. What's going on to Rick? What's going on, Rick? What's going on, Rick? I am hearing this news for the first time. Okay, well, listen, let's get into it. All right, so let's move on down to what is going on here. So we read this part. Williams, 33, pleaded guilty to 5 counts of misuse of social security numbers, 4 counts of bank fraud, 3 counts of making false statements to the IRS, and 3 counts of wire fraud. Williams was hired at 104.1 in 2022 while she was under federal indictment. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Missouri said in a press release that Williams admitted under reporting her income on recent tax returns and falsely claimed a niece and nephew as dependents. You got to be careful with this. Just don't do it, okay? Prosecutor says she avoided more than $29,000 in taxes from 2017 to 2019. The U.S. Attorney's Office says she used other people's social security numbers to open accounts with credit card companies and banks. Brittish should have never been on the show. Okay? She should have been on the show. I would never do this stuff and then go into a show talking about this, trying to get sympathy or empathy from anybody. Brittish made her own bed. She also used those numbers to deposit checks totaling more than $23,000 from people's accounts and withdrew the money herself. Already Brittish. And we're just getting started, y'all. We just getting started, okay? Brittish. Okay, it says 3 pandemic frauds and insurance frauds are included in Williams' guilty plea. She submitted 9 9 applications for disaster loans aimed at helping businesses during the pandemic, 4 applications for Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, okay, and 1 application for a rent relief program in California. They did do rent relief for a lot of people. I know they did it here in Georgia. Um, so British has been wilding, Wow, British. Wow. I'm actually going. Let me do this too before we get any farther. I'm gonna drop this link. So if you guys do want to come up while I'm doing this, message, you can. I'm gonna finish everything I'm doing, and then you guys can come up. All right. So the 3 pandemic frauds and insurance fraud are included in Williams' guilty plea. She submitted 9 applications for disaster loans aimed at helping businesses during the pandemic. 4 applications for paycheck. Oh, I read this part. The plea says she used $144,000 in government loans for her personal lifestyle. Williams got $27,800 in rent relief after falsely claiming she was a California resident with a total household income of less than $50,000. It had reduced work hours. Her work hours were not reduced because of the pandemic. The police says also her rent was reimbursed by the network that produces basketball wives, a TV show that she was featured on, which we've been reviewing, that me and Cindy have. So you know that what they're saying is very true. British. Williams has not filed annual taxes since she was indicted in October 2021. She listed herself as exempt from taxes on an employer form, which led to no taxes. Hold on, y'all. This moved. Will led to no taxes being withheld from her $90,000 salary. She will be sentenced on August the 23rd. She faces up to 30 years in prison for the bank fraud charges, 20 years for wire fraud charges, and up to 5 years for each of the 5 charges of misusing a social security number. She also faces up to $2.25 million in fines. British. Ma'am, you were so concerned about a damn ankle monitor during this entire season. What was going on? What was going on? British is a mess. I don't understand this. And I feel bad that her daughter now has to pay the price for what British has done. Okay. Now, I want to pull up one other thing because British has no remorse either. Okay. So let's pull up her Instagram post that she made. British says, anything I went through at a normal person that a normal person would go through privately, I went through publicly because you chose to be on Basketball Wives. So let's not make that a thing. You made a decision to do this. I hope my story, journey, and my growth can help someone going through something similar or stops the next person from doing anything that could possibly have them in the same situation as me. Well, I mean, a scammer is going to be a scammer. And ma'am, you're a scammer. So if a scammer is going to scam, you can't give advice to a scammer because they're going to scam regardless. She says, I'm not ashamed, which she should be ashamed. She should be very ashamed as to what she did. I am not fazed by comments nor opinions. Of course you're not. This is why over here, if y'all can see this, let me do this. If y'all can see over here in this post, she did not let people comment. Okay. So she's not fazed because you can't comment because she won't let you comment. So of course you're not fazed because you won't let the people comment on the fact that you're a damn scammer. Okay. I am proud of the woman and mother I am today. So before this, you weren't proud of this, but today you are. after becoming a known scammer, get somebody else to do it. Okay, everything I've been through, I needed to go through. I don't think you need to go through being a scammer. You literally could have chose a different option, but you chose to scam, and now so you didn't need to be a scammer to understand why you shouldn't be a scammer, British. And yeah, we're going to give you the scrutiny, and we're going to give you all the things we have going on, even though we can't comment your comments over here. We're gonna make videos about you. We will tag your ass over on the Instagram because you're a fucking scammer. She said, I have learned patience, humility, and most of all, compassion for every walk of life. So you didn't know that when you were scamming people and using their social security numbers? How in the world do you not know not to do that? I digress. I don't believe in losses. Well, you lost. I mean, you're going to jail. So once you get into jail, you might believe in losses at that time, but maybe right now you don't. And because she has until August before she gets her sentence. It says just lessons to make better decisions in the future. I think we all know make better decisions before the future. Okay. Um, Love you and thanks for rocking with me, British. She's probably talking about the basketball wise people that were over there. I mean, I don't want to say the word college like that. I think she's talking about the people who are over there supporting the mess. But British, this doesn't seem like you learned anything to me. It sounds like you're trying to give your publicist wrote something for you, and they fucked up too because it doesn't make any sense. She is not remorseful to me in her response to this stuff. And for me, I can't sit around and pretend that British learned a lesson. Yes, you were away from your daughter, but you didn't have to be because you should not have signed up for basketball wives and you could have been with your daughter. So for me, that's even worse. Why were you even over on that damn platform? You should have been with your daughter and your mother, loving on them because you already knew what you did. So for me, when I'm looking at what British has done and what she said, girl, where's your ankle monitor? Oh, does the ankle monitor come back on after she pled guilty? I need to know that. Let me read a few more comments. And I have somebody in the back stage. She thought it wasn't going to go this far. Good luck. I feel bad for her daughter. I'm with you just simply. Toria says she was very lucky they even gave her an ankle monitor. Exactly. Because she could have been sitting in jail waiting. Okay. Sean Walk says she really doesn't sound remorseful. And that's what I'm saying. That's sad. It's very sad. Toria says, of course she does not want to hear it. Nothing to be proud of, child. You scamming people out of money, even the show you scammed them. You have not learned nothing. Liar. Okay. That part, she's going to jail. That's it. That is a federal charge. She is going to prison, and I know it's going to be some years. It's at least 15 to 25 years. And see, Toria, that's where I'm there with you at that point because she didn't take it serious. She was leaving without telling the probation officer, so they had to give her an ankle monitor. Then she was like, trying to plead with the judge. Oh, well, can I pay this? All this stuff. No, man. Do you know what you did? No, there's none of that. So now you have to plead guilty. And right, no remorse at all. Just simply, okay. Let me bring up Remain Teachable. Hey, Remain Teachable.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. Hey, chat.
And what's going on, Toria?
Hey, baby, this is a mess.
It's a mess, me and Cindy have been covering this as this has been going on, and we've been saying, she has a lot of animosity about an ankle monitor, but the ankle monitor is not her biggest issue. She knows what she did, and she's been trying to create all these deals and things like that. But the reality is that you did this. So we can't come on to Basketball Wives, which I would have never done that, ever. Get over it. That's my shirt says it on purpose today. I would never come on Basketball Wives because you knew what you did. And now you're trying to get sympathy and empathy from these girls when you knew what you did.
Absolutely. 15 counts, stealing people's social security numbers, frauding, using other people's kids to put on your income taxes. Now, child, she must not watch the news because 3 years ago, they said on every news platform, local and world news, that they were cutting down on people using other people's children on their taxes, that they was going to catch you and you was going to go to jail. They was tired of people getting away with that. People been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Since I was young, people used to do it. When I was a kid, I had lots of people ask my mom, let her claim us as kids. And she said, no, are you crazy? But this girl went on this show knowing she had 15 counts,
15.
crying
Say it
about an
again, say it
ankle
again,
monitor.
Toria. Say it again, Toria. 15.
15 counts. And then she knew her little ass, excuse me, was lucky that they even gave her an ankle monitor because normally they don't.
Yeah.
See, the only thing I would like to know, I might look it up too. I might go on and pay the money and look it up. See if she has any prior record.
If you do, let me know.
Because this girl, I'm telling you, she needs to go to prison. And she ain't learned nothing. She was on the show, faking the funk in front of all of us.
Yep. And they better give her all the smoke next season.
I'm going to see what Jackie going to say.
Well, Jackie not going to say nothing.
Loud mouth. She going to say something.
Not against British, though. She won't. She's not going to do that. Remain teachable. Did you have anything?
How much money? I haven't been following the story, but how much money did she end up with?
It seems like over $100,000 to me. Let's see. Go back to the article that I pulled because they were.
You read.
So she
you
got
read over 400 or something.
So I'll say this: she got away with getting COVID relief money for her rent, even though the show was paying for that. Okay. So hold on, let's go back down. And let me pull this back up on here so we can see.
I think you said over 400 and some thousand.
Y'all, but let's just look at what the amounts were that we are seeing from this article here. Okay. So let me get rid of this. So it says fraud amounts of $446,000 in stolen money. And so they break it down throughout this article. Lovely Scott, shout out to Lovely Scott. It says that the plea says she used $144,000 of government loans. Williams got $27,800 in rent relief, $50,000 and had reduced work hours, $139 in fake medical bills. And is there any more? And she also faces up to $2.25 million in fines. That's a lot of money.
And it says that almost $100,000 for not paying her taxes.
Yeah.
Not claiming taxes.
And hey, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy and Toria.
Hey, guys.
So there's a lot that's going on here. And me and Cindy have been calling this out the entire time.
Right.
So,
and you just let me know when I can chime in because I have a lot to say.
Well, I want to get Remain Teachable, then we're going to go to you.
Okay. I'll just be real quick because I haven't been really following the story. My thing is, I'm curious did she keep applying for the money after the Biden administration got in? Because his first year, they announced that they were creating a task force specifically for the PPP loan frauds. And then they are.
Well, wait, so to answer that, yes, because this was from 2017 to 2019. Then we are all the way down to where did it go? this 2017 to 2019. Then we get down to
2021.
2021.
That recent.
Yes. So baby girl was doing her thing. Okay.
Well, she deserved every bit of time that
Oh
she
yeah,
got
October
coming. There was
2021.
warning. They were warning people that they were creating a task force, and the IRS hired thousands upon thousands upon thousands of agents per
Mhm.
state to start tracking them, the fraud.
Yep.
So she deserves whatever she got coming to her. And that's all I have to say on that issue.
She was a mess for even doing all this. I want to say it was up to one of my
That's
favorite people in the world. What's up, Chi-Town? That's one of my girls. I need to talk to you after this because I know we talked about some things. I need to find out what's going on with you. But what's up to Chi-Town? But yes, go ahead, Cindy, sound off.
So here's, I mean, I had a problem with her the whole season. She didn't fit. She could only cause trouble. She is not changed from one, you know,
Mhm.
uh, reality show to another, including boot camp. In fact, my opinion from the Basketball Wives production team is if I were them, I would sue her to get her salary back because she knew all of this. She also defrauded using their money for all of those Airbnbs that they had been staying in to get
Mhm.
even more money. So she knew what she was doing, but to have her affect their audience, us as
Mhm.
viewers, with all those crocodile tears and all the girls comforting her, her storyline wasn't even real. So everything about her has been a lie on this show, being like, I can't go to Mexico and I got this ankle monitor and I'm going through so much. But you caused all of this and you got caught. So even her storyline that we had to watch part A and B was so much a waste of our time. It's hours of our lives that we cannot get back because of her.
Yeah.
She should be sued for her salary. She didn't earn that salary with a real storyline. She knew she was lying.
Yeah.
I can't with her. I don't think that she's going to be on the next season because again they shot that in 2021 and it just came out in 2023, the rest of it. So if they started shooting now, which I heard, shout out to Carlos King, him saying that they're going to start shooting soon, she's going to be sentenced in
No,
August. She can't.
Carlos said they're filming right now.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But she's going to be sentenced in August. She's not going to be on that. She's not going to be on that season.
Well,
You know, and,
From what I saw, Carlos say that she's going to be on this. Now she might not be on the whole. I hope they don't do part A and part B again.
yeah,
But
I doubt that she's going to be on this. She has bigger fish to fry,
hey,
and if
what
they
was that?
allow her, hey, what was said, and if they allow her to be back on, I feel like once again they're playing in our face. That's just a waste of a cast member that they could actually put a cast member that people want to see. We don't want to see her, and I don't want to see another liar just sitting up there acting like she's quote unquote one of the
Well, I feel
girls.
like I feel like because she did come to us with this bullshit, we
Yeah.
need to witness her going to jail. I want to see all of it because we had to hear about that fucking ankle monitor every episode. So I want to see. I want to talk about. I want to see her going to court and turning herself in and going to jail.
the
I
whole
don't want.
Um,
process.
if we
I,
had to
I,
watch that, let's watch that too.
I don't want to see the
I don't
whole
think that she's going to
process
be.
because
I don't think that she's going to be like a main person. And I think that Jackie probably fought for that because Jackie, that's something that Jackie would do. But I feel like when it comes to this, I feel like I want to see all of it because the ankle monitor thing was, we hated it, Sydney.
I totally agree. However, I don't care to see her whole process. What she has to pay back is almost, it's over $1 million because of court fees and everything that she has caused all these people. I don't think she deserves the spotlight anymore. I don't think she deserves the chance of somebody giving her sympathy. I don't want to see those women rally around her. I don't want to have the fans being like, "Oh, poor her." I don't. She doesn't deserve any more camera time. She's a criminal and she's a liar.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What was said that I thought her plea deal didn't include jail time. That's not true. She's going to do jail time.
Yes, she can get jail time for almost every one of those counts are
Yeah.
felonies, and so she can get jail time just for lying. There's
Yeah.
3 counts of her just lying to them about her actions.
Yeah. And then like her response was like, I'm not ashamed. And that if you weren't ashamed, then why not just plead guilty before you went into the damn show?
Right. Well, she was ashamed with her fashions clashing with that ankle monitor. But you're not
I didn't
ashamed for
call that
saying,
fashion.
I, you know what?
British at
I don't
fashion.
either, Toria. No, I don't
Oh.
either, Toria. But what I was trying to be kind, not get
Seeing
your
Sean Walker said the same thing, Deb. I think we did see her story in since it was brought to us. I feel the same way.
I don't want to see
Shy-Town
it.
says, I'm with you, Cindy. I don't want to see it. The ankle monitor was a whole cast. It was.
Yeah, it
I would
was.
rather see the ankle monitor than her.
Right.
So
I
I'm
don't
with
want to see it because it reminds me too much of the same thing Jen Shaw did. The whole season, I'm
you. Yeah.
not guilty, I'm not guilty.
Right.
Come
And
on,
what she
Toria.
do? Go in there and plead guilty, didn't even tell her friends. Mm-mm, I ain't trying to
Right.
see another criminal get away with it. I think Jen Shaw should have got more time.
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree.
I
I'm
think this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead, Romain.
I think she's a classic example of what it looks like when trying to keep up with the Joneses, but the Joneses is broke too.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were saying that she was pulling in like over, hundreds of thousands of dollars when her actual business only pulled in like 15,000. Like, it's
Stop it.
crazy. Yes.
15,000. Oh, and
15,000, that's all. And you're trying to support you and your daughter, then go get a real job. Forget this basketball wife stuff. That's only
But
going to
what
put
does
more of a target.
she
What'd you say? So, Deb?
what does she do?
Nothing but be on these trashy reality shows, and then
What
and
what
pretend
what what
and
show was
pretend
she
that
on
she has
besides
bills.
basketball wives?
Um,
What show was she on besides basketball wives?
Boot camp. She's been on a
Oh,
bunch of
okay.
we shows, but the whole point
Okay.
was, remember, she was supposed to have that hairline, which all of those wigs look raggedy to me for the most part, for on everybody except for Jen. But
Yeah.
she was supposed to have that hairline, so that's all your business did. And they featured it on the show. Everything she showed us, whether it was positive or negative on the show, was a lie.
Yeah. It
And
was
she
a
doesn't
lot too
deserve,
much.
yeah, she doesn't deserve a salary. Now, I do recall, Tammy saying that when, you first start on, you're not making a whole lot of money, which is why, she even looked rough on her first season or two, and so probably British was trying to use that as a catalyst to get more legitimate money, but she had been spending years getting illegitimate money. Like, you can't do both.
Yeah. I just don't know what British did before she came back to the show. And then when she did come back, we had to hear about the ankle monitor. And I'm like, can you put an ankle monitor, or can you put a mouth monitor on her? Because I'm sick of hearing about it.
Yep.
And when it comes down to it, it's like, well, if the feds are after you, you're not beating that. Like,
Right.
we all know that.
We knew that.
We know that was never going to happen.
Yep.
So for her to even keep going on and on about it didn't happen, or she wanted empathy or sympathy from us. I'm like, the feds are after you, girl. You whatever you did that shit.
Right. And all those girls too, talking about we're sisters and we're so close and all this
Yeah.
stuff. She was lying to them in their face too. Do they not have any feelings about that?
I feel like I'm gonna be quiet. I don't know.
Ain't none of them close. Ain't none of them friends. Ain't none of them sisters. They full of it.
I agree.
Say what you're gonna
I
say,
don't
so
think so
Deb.
either. I don't think so either. I was watching Carlos King before I got onto this live.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos King said something. That's why I said, I went about this and they get to like basketball wise as well. Because Evelyn is coming back. I did do a pre-recorded video before this about Evelyn coming back to the show. So I want to do the British stuff before we get back into that. But I think when it comes to British, I think we're all in agreement that British, just do your time.
Yep.
You can't get around it. Once the feds are after you, you're not getting out of that.
Right.
whatever you thought you could do is impossible.
Yep.
And you should not be saying that it didn't happen. The plea that you try to give, I think before, because you remember we did a live before this about her trying to like create a deal with them.
Yep.
For her to like pay a certain amount of money or something like that. She should have started there.
Yeah.
And that's it. Nothing else. So now because she's been saying, I didn't do it, your lawyer was trash.
Right.
Okay. And we saw her change lawyers multiple times during the show. The lawyer she had never gave her good advice. She should have admitted what she did and then tried to create something where she could pay it back without going to jail.
But so Deb, we don't know that. We don't know if the lawyers were trash. They could have been advising her and she wouldn't listen, and which is why she kept changing lawyers, because they can only do you are their boss. So if they say we need you to plead like this and she is refusing to do so, they can't make her do it. You know what I mean? So
and the first thing they tell you is to keep your mouth closed about your case. And she didn't do that.
And don't go into reality television, Toria.
Exactly.
You know?
And I think they probably got her a plea deal, which is going to consist of some time. But I want to know how she paid for the lawyer, because normally the feds normally the feds take and freeze your accounts.
Right. And let's shout out to Ms. D. She says fast 98% conviction rate. She's not getting out of this. We all knew this though.
Right.
Watching her on the show, we all knew this. But for whatever reason, they were like, "Oh, girl, we're glad you've handled it so well." No, she hasn't.
No,
because what she could have done was been like, "Listen, if the feds are after me, listen, let me go the fastest way I can go to get it over with."
Yep.
Okay.
And in that article you read, so Deb, didn't you say she did it for her lifestyle? I don't see where she had this fabulous lifestyle.
She took the money and she got the money from the PPP loans, the medical loans, all the money she got that she used for her lifestyle. So that's what I was saying.
I don't understand these people who knowingly are committing crimes. Why? And I'm talking of all reality shows. Why would you go on the show? I would love to sit and read a psychoanalysis of a critical thinking conversation with a psychiatrist of the minds of the criminals that go on reality TV.
Right.
What are you thinking?
She's not thinking. And that's the problem. She's not thinking. And so she comes onto the show because her signing the dotted line for the show was already a problem.
Right.
But she came into the show. She told these girls what had happened. We don't know what she told them, because for them to be supporting her as a friend, I'm like, if this is me and Cindy, me and Cindy do basketballs all the time. If this was me and Cindy, let's say that it's me. I want Cindy to say, "So Dad, listen, I understand you want to go to jail. This is the feds." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just turn yourself in. Yep. And you know what I would be like? You know what? Cindy is probably right. And I would go and turn my damn self in. Listen, this is what I did. What can I do to get the leaks that I can get?
Absolutely. That whole 2 years that she was waiting for Basketball Wives to air, she could have been serving her time and trying to get back to her kid. That should be her.
Real talk.
That should be her priority. Her child should have always been her priority, not to maintain a lifestyle that she wasn't able to create. Her husband, who used to play, ex-husband who used to play for the NBA, created that lifestyle. It wasn't up to her to keep up. What she needed to do was to keep herself safe and her kids safe, and her stealing from people was not the way to do that.
Facts. So we British, she has 2 months. Hopefully she's spend time with her daughter the entire time. I wonder how much time they're going to give her.
I think she's going to get 15 to 25 in that range, because she's got different things that them Social Security numbers, the stealing the PPE money.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's 15 counts.
It's a lot. So we're done with British. Good luck. Let's get into Basketball Wives. I posted a video earlier today about Evelyn coming back. How do you guys feel about that?
Why? Just simply why?
I'll do Cindy last. Remain teachable.
I'm twofold on this. Yes,
Okay.
for the mess, but I really don't care.
Okay. Now, do you guys watch the show?
Not really. I watch your guys' review.
Okay. Tori, do you watch the show?
Yeah, I watch it. I tape it every week and then watch it later on in the evening. I don't watch it exactly when it comes on because I hate commercials, so I fast forward through them.
Because
But
I know what this side is like over here, but I want to know what you guys feel over here.
You petty.
You're so silly.
I just can't. I don't want to see another hear another thing about Evelyn trying to find another man or hear about
Well,
her
Evelyn has
past
a man.
man.
She has a man.
And she got another one. Oh Lord.
I
Oh yeah,
second
she was
that
on that
fully.
show.
Yeah, and
Um,
she's a fiance at this point, so I'm here
that
for
ain't going. She ain't getting to the altar. Um,
it. Okay.
she runs every man away. I just, I just don't understand why we don't need to see Evelyn again. I thought she was never coming back to Basketball Wives. I would never do that again.
Toria, you
She
don't be
need the
watching my
money.
Basketball Wives lives?
I missed one today because I've been dealing with so much um my son-in-law had to go to child support court and oh my
Oh no,
god, it is.
not the one earlier today, but when we were doing our reviews, I did tell y'all that Evelyn was coming back because I
Oh
do have
yes, you did say that. You said that. Yeah, you said it.
I have behind the scenes information when it comes to Basketball Wives because it's one of my favorite shows. So I'm with a few groups who have behind the scenes information. So in part A, I knew that Evelyn was coming back next season. So that people are breaking the news now, but I said this already, like in part A. So now it's like news. And I'm glad that I broke it before anybody else broke it. But Carlos King actually like really solidified that she's coming back today. So I just wanted to know what you guys thought about her coming back. I know Cindy's has things that she wants to say, so let's bring up Cindy. Cindy, what do you
Let's hear it, Cindy. I want to hear what she's got to say too.
Me too. Let me go on mute.
Oh,
Me too.
I don't have tons to say, but I am happy about it. She's coming back because it's her show. All of those other women, outside of Jen, and Jen said a mic drop moment at the reunion. If it was no Miami, none of those women would have been sitting on the couch. I feel like, I don't want to keep referring to somebody else's review of it, but I feel like it's what is lacking in the show, and because I agree with him, what is lacking with the show to me is that none of the women live in LA. So that's part of the problem, and very few of them are wives. So we had Brandy and we had Jackie, and so I feel like with Evelyn, whether she's in Miami or in LA, it brings continuity. So if you don't have all the girls living in the same city and they're just staying in these cold B&Bs, you're not really seeing their life. We're only seeing them when they come together to film, so I feel like that's been part of the problem. Whereas the OGs, that wasn't the case. We saw their kids. We saw like Evelyn's boutique. We saw, even when Royce was doing her little cheering stuff, that we saw her going to work and doing certain things. And I feel like that's what LA has gotten away from, is that there's no continuity. So whether the girls are not living in LA or most of the OGs aren't on there, it doesn't bring the audience anything to look forward to. We're still, like those girls had to kind of learn each other. They didn't have a natural chemistry. Like poor Angel, I feel like she's a nice girl. I just don't feel like she fit on that show. I actually forgot about that she was actually on the show when they were talking about people coming back. But I feel like Evelyn, for better or for worse, whether you love her or hate her, she is a fan favorite. She brings, when you talk about Basketball Wives, you think of her. You don't think about, British, and I'm sorry, I really like,
Jackie.
You
don't.
You just don't, and I feel like, if
Brandy.
Toria, we don't do Brandy Center.
Good try, Toria. Good try.
I tried to get it in there because I know SoDeb likes her so much, but she's not really Basketball wise, you're right, Cindy. It's
She
Evelyn and
she actually is
um
still a basketball wife.
yes, but he
Yeah.
ain't playing no more.
He's working on being a coach now. That's why he's working with Doug to become a coach. He has a
Lord.
lot of opportunities to do that. But
Mm.
okay, hold on, guys, because I feel like we're getting some things. I just want to know how you guys feel about Evelyn before we get to Brandy. Because I do want to know what you guys think about, your main cast members of the show and things like that. When it comes back, like if you guys felt like the show could be saved, who would you want back? Do you want new girls? Do you want old girls? Like if you want the old girls, what girls will come back? Like I want to know all that stuff because for me, I feel like this. The network knows. And I was listening to Carlos King earlier today. Carlos was like, Evelyn coming back is the best step for the show to come back. And we knew that
First best best
even when she
first
came back,
first step.
when she came back with when Tammy came back, Tammy was good. Like we love Tammy. Without a Tammy and Evelyn battle, it didn't really work that well. Because yes, Tammy's Tammy. But the Tammy and Evelyn is what we love that battle. We love that battle from the people who love that show. Um,
Hmm. We did.
I think seeing Tammy go against like Duffy was like that's where you see like the bullying conversation because it's like we don't even know Duffy, and so that I mean we see things like this. And Carl says something else. I'm gonna let y'all talk real quick. I gotta run to my front door because my Amazon stuff just came. Y'all talk. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll keep it going.
Okay.
So I, back to Remain Teachable and Toria. You guys didn't get a chance to answer from what he just asked. What are your thoughts about that?
I want I would like Evelyn, um, Jen, Tammy,
Hmm.
even what's the girl that quit last year? Always forget her name. Malaysia
Malaysia.
Dre.
and Drea. I would love to see Drea back there
Me
and
too.
kick Jackie out.
Me
I'm just
too.
I just can't deal with Jackie when she talks. I
Yeah.
just can't deal with that woman because majority of things that comes out her mouth is lies.
Hmm.
And when she had that dinner and act like Doug was going to cook this whole dinner and this, them girls
Right.
didn't even see Doug but 2 seconds.
Right. And
She,
and we saw the chef, not Doug, really.
hmm
Mhm.
and he's not all of what she thinks he is, what she claims to be. I watch basketball every day. I am a basketball junkie. And Doug is not this big, um,
Important.
important coach. He's not none of that. He's not no head coach.
Right. And he's not a legend like if we're talking about a Kobe or a Shaquille, like we're talking about LA, even Byron
Right.
Scott, who Kristen's husband is related to. He's more of an LA legend for the Lakers
Yes.
than Doug is.
Doug Doug is to me a weird dude that I think the only reason he put up with Jackie all these years is for the sexual escapades
Ooh.
because none of the wives liked her. When we would go to the games and I would sit down there on the floor seats and stuff, no, none of them women talked to Jackie. Them people didn't like that girl. When she came around, they would be like, "Oh Lord," and they get to whispering.
Yeah, because Jackie is cuckoo. But, still I feel like, that at least she is a basketball wife. But I am done with her like this season. I was never I could take or leave Jackie, but after what she didn't do for Brooke, I was done with her. And how she treated Jennifer the whole season, honestly.
I know she was sneaky. She knows she gave that girl that room on purpose.
Yep.
And like Jen, I was so happy at that reunion when Jen said if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't be there. I was like,
Yep.
that's right, sister. I was hollering. I woke my husband up that night. He was like, what are you hollering at? Who are you
Wait,
talking
what y'all
to? I
talking
said, the
about?
TV. He said, I'm glad the TV don't talk back to you.
What y'all
when
talking about?
when Jen dropped the mic and said, if it wasn't for me, none of you guys would be sitting on this couch.
Oh,
Who said that?
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
It was true though.
Okay.
I do see the Houston foodie says Susie. We all want Susie back, but I do know that Susie's never coming back. Evelyn said that it creates anxiety for her, so we won't see Susie. Beautiful Black. What's going on, Beautiful Black? What was this? Says somebody got some muffled feedback going on. I don't know who that is. Now Houston foodie says Brandy and Malaysia don't need to be on it. I didn't know so that was a Brandy fan. I'm a huge Brandy fan. We talk about this all season, so maybe you didn't check out the lives that me and Cindy did, but I'm a huge Brandy fan. She also said leave Duck alone. He's a good man. And Beautiful Black said it's not a Basketball Wives show without Jackie. It could be a show without Jackie because Evelyn's coming back. Because Basketball Wives wasn't started from Jackie. Evelyn was the one.
Say that one more time. I don't think they heard you. Jackie wasn't what? Say it again, so
She's
that.
not an original Basketball Wife. Evelyn was the one who created the show with Shawnee. So Jackie can't create that narrative. And when Jennifer said that, it made sense to me because freaking frack, before there was ever a freaking frack on Houses of Atlanta, there was a freaking frack on Basketball Wives, and it was Jennifer and Evelyn.
Yep.
So we have to acknowledge the fact that these are people who paved the way.
Yeah,
for
and they
freaking
and they
frack.
and they set up how the shows are run, not just
Yeah,
for Basketball Wives and reality TV has bled over. That we do like to see real friendships represented on television. We do like to see if they have disagreements and a fricker frack. And Evelyn and Jen were the first frickin' frack
absolutely.
on any reality show. So I feel like, if we're gonna have, Jen there, certainly, and people could be okay with Jennifer being there.
Absolutely.
She was just the friend of Evelyn was always the star. In fact, Shawnee, when she said she was came up with the idea, she created it around Evelyn and her friends.
Yeah. That's what I'm
So
saying.
yeah, I mean
So
that's
it's always been Evelyn.
it's
So
always been Evelyn.
yeah. And I think that, Jennifer was like a really big added bonus to that with their friendship. To see a
Yeah.
freaking frack on a show with like real friendships, to me, I thought it meant a lot to me to watch those type of friendships on this type of show, especially with Basketball Wives, because we always see like the cattiness, but knowing that they were both, well, Evelyn wasn't a wife at the time, but that Jennifer was married and that she had a friend who was a part of that, league and those type of things. I love watching that. And that's why I always go up for Malaysia and Brandy too, because they were a freaking frag for me, for LA.
Okay.
I know, Cindy, you,
They were all right. They were. They
but
were.
they were a freaking frag to me,
They were. They
for the
were.
LA version of that. Like Brandy and Malaysia were untouchable for me when I seen that franchise. And I'll tell you this: one of my me and my husband were together at the time, and then we had built a church together in Ohio, and we got like an assistant pastor, and his boyfriend came, and his boyfriend got me onto Basketball Wives, and so I watched Miami the entire time. I hated LA. I didn't want to see it at all until I seen the season with Malaysia and Brandy, and I was like, okay, now this I can get into because I like when they have a franchise where they have best friends on the show because the friendships are real for me, and
Um,
that's why I
who
like it.
else? Who else did you say? Brandy and who?
Brandy and Malaysia.
Uh-huh. So, but you don't want to see her come back?
Malaysia?
Mm-hmm.
No, I said I want Malaysia. I told you my dream cast is Jennifer and Evelyn, Malaysia and Brandy.
All right.
Like
Okay.
next season, I'm hoping that's what we get to see.
But you were
Because
saying,
Evelyn's going to dig into Brandy and Malaysia's friendship. Why they were Evelyn's going to get into all that shit. I want to see that.
Well, do you think though then that if she digs into it, that's going to make a difference? Because they both said repeatedly they don't want people in their business.
But that's what's going to get the ratings and make the show good, because Evelyn is going to she don't give a damn.
She
So
doesn't.
I'm here for Evelyn coming into this franchise this season and jumping into that, because I think for a lot of us who are fans of both friendships, it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even when you were talking about it, this part A and part B, I'm like, it doesn't make sense that Malaysia's so out of this world that she can't talk to Brandy. And then they did talk to each other. And they were like, well, Brandy's in his back saying, well, you know, we're cool. I mean, I can talk. I forgot what the word she said was. But
Mm-hmm.
then Evelyn said about Jennifer in the behind the scene thing. I mean, in the confessional. And I'm like, because this is like how they work on these shows.
What do you mean?
I think the duos, both duos, will bring a lot of ratings to this new season.
Wow. What do you girls think?
Yes, what do y'all think?
Like
I
I
hope
said,
it does. Oh, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
oh, it's okay. Go ahead. Like I said, I really don't watch the show. I just come for the great debate of Cindy and SoDeb. Like, I really don't watch the show. I quit watching it years ago. I think like maybe a year or two after Drea left, a long time ago.
Drea needs to come back too, but she won't come back.
So I come for the reviews to hear the great debate. That's it.
Yeah. And I think that's what I do love. I think we say this all the time, me and Cindy. Like, we are so like non-confrontational about how we feel about what's going on the show, and I do love that part, because we're able to, like, you know what, let's agree to disagree on everything.
Yeah,
Basically, yes. We don't
basically.
agree on shit on this show, but
We
we
do,
agree that we love
but
the show.
we
We
do
agree on
when
Evelyn.
we agree on Evelyn, but we also agree on a lot of things about Jackie, about
Yeah,
British,
yeah,
Duffy, like all of them. We had much more alignment than we do disagreement, but part of the main disagreement is because of Malaysia and Brandy's friendship. And, I agree kind of with who Houston Foodie said, is that their dynamic is messed up now. I think they're both kind of sad about it. I feel like they both love each other, but sometimes you do, love is not enough. Sometimes you just grow apart.
But didn't Evelyn and Jennifer go through that?
Not really, not like the way they did, because
Evelyn let her friend smack Jennifer in the face.
but that was because they were going back and forth. So Deb, what they did, what happened between
Their
Brandy and
dynamic was
Malaysia was
still
they did
messed up though. I
right,
mean,
but
it was for years too though.
but it was a different way. Like at least between, especially with Evelyn, she was very vocal about what was going on, and I have to respect her. Now I didn't like that she kept coming for her and was super mean to Jennifer, because after a point it just got too much. But I feel like it's just like either you're gonna make up with the girl or you're not gonna make up with her. Just make a choice. But I feel like at least Evelyn the whole time was very vocal, whereas it seemed like Brandy and Malaysia didn't. It's almost like they forgot how to communicate because they hadn't
Well,
spoken
because there was a
in so
break
long.
though. There was a
Yeah,
break though.
that's what I said, because it had
So
been so
yeah,
long. It's like
yeah.
years passed for certain people. And again, I don't have to talk to my best friend every day. And when we talk, it's like no time has passed, and that has maintained for over 20 years. But again, everybody doesn't have that kind of relationship. It's like if a year passes, 6 months pass, sometimes that dynamic changes and it feels awkward when they're together.
Well, Malaysia and Brandy, or
Yes.
Jennifer and Evelyn.
No, with Malaysia and Brandy, it feels awkward. Like you can see them trying to communicate, but for whatever reason, it just isn't clicking in a way. It seems awkward to see them try to figure it out.
But I would say that for me, that's a Malaysia thing though. I know you don't feel the same way,
Right.
but I feel like it's a Malaysia thing, because Malaysia feel like she's above Brandy at this point and learning. And I think that we're going to kind of go over Carlos King's interviews with Brandy, Brooke, me and Cindy will. Do you want to do Jackie too?
We can.
Because Carlos King interviewed Brandy, Jackie, Brooke, Is that the only people he interviewed?
Yeah, just those
Oh,
three.
and Jennifer.
Oh, and Jennifer. Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to go through those interviews and talk about those things, because I feel like Brandy gave out a lot. And I feel like my group that I get my information from, they were like, I told you that Brandy brought Malaysia on the show. I was like, I didn't ever hear them say that. But they said that. I was like, I didn't know that. So, and I think I said that to you, Cindy, when I realized that. I was like, I
And
didn't
when
know that she
and
brought her
when
to the show.
okay, when we get there, and when he says Brandy brought her onto the show, no, they approach Brandy, and she didn't want to do the show for like 3 seasons, whatever. She was just like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about reality TV.
But
She
no,
was
she was on the show, though. Her and Jackie were on the show
hold on,
in
and then she
Miami.
said yes, but she was saying when she got on there, she
Right.
didn't like the experience, so she didn't want to do it. So then when
No,
they approached,
Jason didn't like the experience.
okay, whatever, her and her husband, she wasn't on the show because she made a choice not to be on the show.
Right.
So then they started, they spun off to LA, and they approached her again, and so she was like, I think she was pregnant at that time, she couldn't do it, whatever. And they
Yeah.
asked her if she had any friends, and the first person that she thought of was Malaysia. And
Right.
so they both, so they were like, okay, so, but
Oh, he
that's
powerful.
introducing her, not getting her on the show.
Right.
Malaysia got herself on the show in casting, and
No,
has
Malaysia did not get herself on the show. That's not true.
she got herself on the show because she
Brandy
was
got her on the
introduced to
show.
them. No,
Brandy got her on the show.
she just introduced her to them.
And that's how she got on the show. She didn't introduce herself. Brandy brought her over there.
I know, but if she didn't work for the show, she wouldn't have been cast on the show.
If Brandy didn't tell them who she was, she would never even be there.
But Brandy wasn't in the show, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Brandy and Jackie were on the show. That's what I'm saying. They were on the show.
Eventually.
No, when the season that Brandy's talking about, Jackie and her were there. We talked about this.
No. She said the first season, and Carlos said it too. He said the very first season, she was not on the show until season 3. She said it herself. So the first 2 seasons.
No, she's talking about season 3 of LA.
LA.
I'm saying in Miami, Brandy and Jackie were in Miami.
I'm only talking about LA though, because that's
no. But I'm saying the story that Brandy's telling was because they wanted them in Miami. They wanted Jackie and Brandy in Miami.
I was talking about Malaysia though.
Malaysia got there because when they started to do
Talk about LA,
she brought up Malaysia because they were trying to do that franchise.
Exactly.
But the core of the show was Malaysia. I mean, it was Brandy and Jackie because they were on Miami,
which nobody cares about. They didn't fit there either. I'm sorry, they didn't fit. Sorry.
Yes. Thank you, Lonnie. And she said Brandy didn't go on because of being pregnant. Yes, we know that part. No, I get what you're saying, Cindy, but I'm just saying the reality is this: without a Brandy, there would be no Malaysia. That's all I'm saying. And I know that you don't want to admit that part, and that's okay.
It's not that I don't want to admit it. That's just not the truth to me. But
well, then how would Malaysia got on the show?
I feel like again, if we back in the day, I used to go to television show tapings.
Mm-hmm.
If we're out in the audience and somebody picks us out, you and I, and says, hey, we have some special seating for you. Come over here. And then all of a sudden I'm like cracking jokes and they go, come on, do you want to get on the stage? And, maybe this is your big break. I'm not going to be like, he got me on the show because we were picked out together. Like, I mean, your talent and what you bring to something gets you on something, not because somebody introduced you and says, hey, this is my friend. That's not how that works.
I think when you're looking at a main cast, though, that's very different. And working in media, I know that's very different. So when she said that did make a lot of sense to me. And no, it's not because I'm a Brandy fan. It's like when my uncle suffered back for Luther Vandross. I worked in media for 12 years. So when we're talking about people introducing people, those referrals mean a lot. So
they do mean a lot, and I can't tell you about the famous people I know because I can't. But
yeah, I know, I understand that.
I'm no stranger. Let me just say to the business, in particular, the music business. However, an introduction can only go so far. You still have to carry yourself and be able to fit. And she was able to fit on there for 2 seasons, whether her friend introduced her or not.
But
But
Cindy,
it's neither here nor there.
Cindy,
Let's
well, we always talk about this, and this is the thing. Season 1 of LA, Malaysia wasn't a main cast member.
She was to me.
Jackie wasn't either. It was the Govan girls.
I never liked that Govan girl. When I
but they were the
watching
main
it because
girls,
I was
though.
no, because her sister wasn't on there until like the 3rd season as well. It was about Gloria.
Well, I mean the Govan girl.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
It was, but what I'm saying is
because
I never liked her.
Shaq.
But yeah, no, the sister slept with Shaq. Laura.
Yeah,
did.
no, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, I still liked Malaysia for the LA show because I was already a fan of the
and
Miami
you could have liked Malaysia, but she wasn't a main person.
It doesn't matter. But what it doesn't matter. I'm just saying she was on the show and your girl wasn't on there.
And you see what Gloria
but now
did.
we know why,
with the teammate.
What you saying, Toria?
I said, you see what Gloria did? She slept with the teammate.
Right.
But I didn't like them girls either, Cynthia. But Cynthia, I agree with you about Malaysia. I remember it too. And we're not going to get anywhere with SoDeb with Brandy. So we agree to disagree about Brandy and Malaysia. But we love you, SoDeb, and I love you, Cindy. And I have to go. I'll catch y'all the next time.
Tora, before you go though, what was your favorite season of LA?
When we had Shawnee, Evelyn.
No, not when they combined, but LA by itself.
LA by itself?
Yeah.
I don't think I had a favorite season, and because it was always kind of messy. I don't.
Yep, me neither.
I didn't. It took me a while to even start watching LA, and then I went back and watched it, but I didn't really care for any of them, and I just couldn't never stand Jackie because I've seen her so many times in real life and I knew how she was. I just couldn't take her.
Yeah.
And that's all you had to say, Toria. And I love you so much because you just proved my point. And that's all I'm saying.
Toria, just say good night.
Good night, so
I love you, Toria.
Good night, y'all. Love you too. God bless.
Thank you for coming up.
Okay, God bless.
I was gonna say too that I think for me when
Rick Irv says season 1 through 3. That's what Brandy came season 3.
What I was gonna say was I think when I actually had a favorite season where I actually started really liking the girls was when Drea came on.
Drea was there season 1.
No, she wasn't. She was kind of like
Cindy, this is what I'm saying. Drea was there season 1.
Yeah, but she wasn't
but she didn't really elevate until the season maybe 2.
But she wasn't
when her and Malaysia became friends after she beat up the Govan girl.
But she wasn't a full cast member yet, though, right? So, Dad, she wasn't.
I don't. No, that part I don't know. That part I don't remember.
She wasn't in every scene. She was just like a friend of.
They were trashing her because she was a side piece or something like that.
Right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But I feel like Malaysia and Drea and Jackie kind of made a bond together season 2, and then Brandy came season 3.
Okay.
So that's why I always give it up to Brandy because that season it was the hottest season for them, period. Because even though they became friends that season, because Malaysia and Jackie were unforgettable the first 2 seasons. I think Jackie and Malaysia became a little bit more rememberable because Malaysia had fought that girl season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brandy came that 3rd season, and Brandy came in hot because she was asking Sunday about her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Malaysia was like, "This is my best friend," and Malaysia and Brandy was their own show outside of everybody else. And then Jackie was trying to be a part of their friendship. Drea was trying to be a part of their friendship. It was a lot going on, but it was Malaysia took over. Jackie really wasn't that girl that season until she kept saying, "Well, I'm Doug's wife." Period.
Right.
And then that's where things kind of changed for Jackie.
Okay.
Maybe so.
I just want to ask one question, then you can drop me.
I'm not gonna drop you. You get up yourself.
No. I have to get back to studying.
Okay.
Can you create a flyer for the fundraiser with the what the fundraiser is for, payment options and contact information? I need something tangible because I want to hit certain people up, and I need something tangible to talk to them about it.
So like an audio flyer or like just like a regular flyer?
Just a paper flyer so I can print them out.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. It was great to be part of a 5-minute great debate in live and color. I love y'all show. I'm ready to go.
I love you back.
Bye, chat.
Thanks for remaining teachable and
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Studying. Yeah.
Thank you.
And yo, we're almost there. We are like I think we're at $540 right now.
Okay. All right. Well, we still got some time. We still got a little time. Now I'm gonna try. Like I said, if I get some flyers, then I can, get some stuff.
I got you. I'll make it.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Good night.
You too. Have a good night.
Thank you.
While Remain Teachable is logging off, y'all, let's go ahead and play the commercial.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy SoDebNair, and I'm here to talk to you guys about something that I think is so fantastic. Remain Teachable, one of my subscribers, is graduating on July the 23rd, and she came up with something I think is so amazing and something that is going to help my students out so much. We are trying to raise $723. This $723 will go to my students' uniforms for the 2023-2024 school year. So what we're asking is that you donate $7.23. If we can reach this, it would be so amazing and be so helpful for my students to get uniforms, because some kids only have one polo, one pair of pants, and thought this was so amazing. And I'm so excited about this. We already have donations already, but I'm hoping that you guys help us reach this goal by July the 23rd. So again, you can log on to SoDebNair.com, drop that $7.23, and we will make sure that you guys get to find out their end results by July the 23rd. Thank you so much in advance, and let's do it. All right. I'm out, y'all. Bye. All right, y'all. So y'all can donate on my Cash App. I just posted it in the chat. Yeah, that is right. Y'all can donate in my Cash App, because right now we need to go to the Cash App. Hopefully we can reach that goal. We're at $540 right now. So if you guys want to donate, there's the Cash App for that. And we've been doing very, 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 very well on that. But let's get into it, Cindy. Let's keep going.
I was going to say, I don't know where we left off. Are we back to
Evelyn? So I think we're going back and forth about, what the cast looks like. We've been talking about Brandy and Malaysia, whether that's a worthy enough friendship on the show.
I feel like I don't want to see Jen really or Brandy without Evelyn or Malaysia. You know what I mean? I don't feel like Jen and Brandy have a good enough friendship to carry it without having one of their other sidekicks. So at least Evelyn coming back would help out. Jen having a little bit more chemistry with the rest of the girls. I feel like she really tried, because she was trying to step out on her own, because if finally she could have a voice, because some of the bigger personalities weren't on there like an Evelyn, so she could kind of step into her own for being on the show for so long. But again, I wouldn't want to see Jennifer and Evelyn and Brandy and no Malaysia. It's kind of like, who is Brandy supposed to talk to? Because like I said, I don't think that her and Evelyn kept in touch, but even, superficially, Brandy and Jennifer, they were okay together, but they weren't the closest. She was closer to Brooke and British. So I'm like, if they bring her back, Brandy back, and no Malaysia, it's just going to be even more awkward. They're not going to want to talk to her.
But I feel like if Malaysia has come back, it's really petty. And then it also adds to what Brandy was saying about her. Because this is my own opinion.
No, I'm just going to say British really said it more.
British is going to jail. We can't even talk about British. She's going to jail. So British is she's the non-motherfucking fact at this point.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Malaysia doesn't come back this season, and again, I always say I want Malaysia, um, because Evelyn's coming back. I want Kristen back too because that gives her like a safety net,
Yeah.
you know. So let's bring them back for this season because I feel like Kristen really didn't get a
A
opportunity
fair
to,
shot.
yeah,
Yeah.
because of Cece.
Yep.
So let's bring her back.
And OG because of CC and OG.
I don't want OG to come back.
No,
So
I don't either.
I don't want to go through like I feel like it's going to bring it back down again with that colorism thing.
Right. And again, it's just kind of like we already know we have that struggle in our community as Black
Yeah,
folks. We don't need to see it represented on, because I don't watch that Potomac one, but don't they have like a, you know, fair skin, dark skin thing going? It's like, I don't want to see it on these shows.
yeah.
I don't want to see
Like do
it.
that in your forums and your things like that, but
Right.
like we're here for entertainment,
Right.
not
Right.
for real like deep conversations, stuff like that. I feel like when they did
Or real animosity, like even if they argue, like
yeah,
that's fine, like the cattiness I'm okay with, but like people tackling people and all of that, I'm good.
yeah. I was saying this like for that COVID house that they did, like
Yeah.
it felt like a lot, you know. I
Yeah.
felt drained as a
Yep.
fan of the show
Me too.
watching that. I didn't want to see that.
It was just
Um,
heavy.
and it felt like, Evelyn and them may be all problematic, but it's not just Evelyn. I feel like they give Evelyn the problematic title.
Right.
But everybody on the show has been, and they never give it to Tammy, which I'm gonna put that down there. They
Right.
never give it to Tammy. Carlos King said today, he was like, the girls came over to LA because the show was dwindling down.
Mm-hmm.
No, they went over there because Miami was so problematic, and Shawnee needed to get them out of Miami over to LA because LA didn't have those problems. Because Tammy had stole that girl's purse, Evelyn had thrown that bottle at that girl.
But his
Miami was
point
like a
but his
disaster,
point was it was boring.
huh?
His point was it was boring.
No, he was saying that the LA was boring, but it wasn't boring.
It
For
was boring.
it wasn't for the people who liked it though. And I
Okay.
think that just because they didn't like it doesn't mean other people did not like it. Because I don't remember even what happened the last season that they was it was boring.
I felt like it was boring. It definitely became more interesting
I feel like that was
when
that the season that Sunday and British came.
uh, I can't remember. I can't remember when Sunday came, to be
Because
honest.
I no, because Sunday came the season that Angel Brinks came, which is the season that
And
Tammy
the
came.
other angel came too.
But that's the season that Tammy came. So before that, it was the season where they went over to remember Malaysia and Brady put the lock on that thing. Was it France?
It was, yeah, they were in, where's it, France? Yeah, I think they were in Paris.
Paris, yes. That
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a boring season.
I felt like it was. I didn't like those girls together.
Brandy in Malaysia and Jackie versus British and Sunday was not boring. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was the same season that Drea punched Sunday in the eye.
Yeah, but I like Drea. It's like that was memorable to me. But them together as a cast, no, they were not memorable.
But I'm just saying that season wasn't boring though. But
Oh,
I
okay.
I think they were saying it was boring because Miami was problematic. Shawnee had to sit down with a pastor and say, I don't know what to do with these girls because of what's going on. Tammy and Evelyn fucked that up, to be honest, that season. And because when Tammy had saw that girl's purse, it was very problematic.
But then
Evelyn
production,
threw that bottle at the Kenya girl. People was not liking that.
but
So
then
it wasn't
but
because LA was boring. It was because Miami was unhinged.
no, it was. You have to also can't you cannot just blame
Hold
Tammy
on,
for and
hold on, real quick.
okay.
Shout out to Desiree, aka DJ Dez, for becoming a member to my channel. I love it, y'all. I'm actually getting ready to do a members only live on Monday. So if you guys are not members, make sure you become a member of the channel. I am doing a members only live on Monday because there's some things, some messy stuff that I want to talk about, and I don't want to do it on my main platform. So if you guys want to tune in on Monday, tune into that, because it's not messy because I want to be messy, but there's things that go on YouTube that I need to address. So
But
thank you, DJ
then
BJ Des, for becoming a member. And I meant to say this earlier in the chat. I just when she did this, it made me remember this. I need to address some things on Monday.
what?
Yeah.
Again?
hmm
Oh God.
It's a lot going on right now. And
Really?
I have been going on to other channels and speaking up because of the mess. But I don't want to
Since
do it all on
when?
my main platform, and because this is not my channel is about.
Yeah.
But for my members, because a lot of my members are from that era.
Mm-hmm.
So if you become a member, you will get to see what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's
That's
going to
too
be a
bad.
lot though, a whole lot.
Wow. You've been doing this recently? Going on other
I
platforms?
went up on 2 channels recently to
Oh
just talk
wow.
about the past, what's been going on, and then a certain whatever it is has been talking about me. Have you
Wow.
ever heard of a Vienna, not a Vienna, but a Vienna sausage? And let's leave it at that.
Oh wow.
We'll move on to I'll address that in the members thing, but yeah,
Okay. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
it's sad.
Uh
It's very sad.
yeah. I mean, because we're talking about years now have passed, right? So
I mean, but they don't have nothing else to talk about, so I have to address it. But I'll do it
wow.
with my members thing.
Okay.
Never on our
Wow.
main channel. Never on this part. I'm going to address it.
No, 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 no. You want to keep
Actually, I
your
think I said Monday, but I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow.
mm, but you want to keep your content positive
Yeah,
and
my
go
content is what it is. Like you don't see no mess on my channel at all.
right at
I talk
all.
about TV shows. I talk about news stuff like that. But you know what? I do have a members only, so I will do that there.
Mm, wow. All right. So did you want to wrap up?
And Rick said LA wasn't boring, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah, you know what it was for me. I supported both locations, but it definitely got much more interesting to me when the Miami people came on to me.
The Miami came to LA.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about before they came over, like before Tammy and them infiltrated uh LA.
I don't think. Oh, that's what I was going to say before you went off on that. I was going to say you can't just solely base what happened in Miami on
Mhm.
those girls, because production, from what Tammy said and from what Evelyn alluded to, is that they were saying they need to do something. They need to cause some drama, and that is when Tammy took that girl's purse. Now, she felt bad about it. She was wrong, but she said that they asked her to create a situation, her and the girl. And
I
so
heard her
she,
said that.
right. And she said that the girl was just kind of like, okay, and they came up with that. So I feel like, though, I don't feel like Tammy was ready for the backlash that came from that decision,
Or
you know?
Evelyn.
Yeah. Or Evelyn. Yeah.
But let me ask you this, Cindy. Before that
Mhm.
happened, did you think that needed to happen?
I'm not trying to run a show.
Huh?
I'm not trying to run a show.
No, I'm saying as a fan watching the show, did you think that what happened that season needed to
No.
happen?
I don't. But again,
Okay.
if your boss is saying, I need you to turn around some sort of something,
Your boss
I
as a
need.
Shawnee or like the production team?
She said, Tammy said the production team came to
Uh,
pull them, both those two girls both to the side, and said that they need a situation to happen, and they said okay, and so she did her job. So again, I feel like, the production does that all the time. Like, again, with the hiccup of them being like, oh, we didn't talk about that you dated Angel's ex or whatever, and then the production is like, okay, we need you to refilm that scene.
Now
It's a show.
let me ask you this. Did you ever hear Evelyn say that?
Yes, she's alluded to it.
She alluded to that season and they wanted her to turn up.
No, the fact that production will kind of tell you what you need to do to create something for the show.
The season that Tammy stole that girl's purse and the Evelyn threw the bottle at that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard Evelyn even say anything about that?
She wasn't going to because she's Shawnee's friend and she's going to protect her spot on the show. She's not going to. Tammy didn't care because she at that point didn't consider Shawnee a friend and she wasn't on the show anymore. She quit the show.
So let me tell you why I think that's fake. So there was a season after that where Tasha Marbury came. Remember that?
Yes, I didn't like that lady, but yes,
I did. I hated her. She made the comment about headbutting Evelyn. Remember that?
yes.
And I was like, well, damn, like, there's no holds bar. Now, I know that Tammy and Evelyn had went no holds bar before that. But for me, when it came back to her coming over there, it was like a target on Evelyn's back for me. And I'm gonna always stand for Evelyn. That's me. But also, Shawnee sat down with a pastor after that season saying that she didn't know what to do with these girls
I
because
remember. I remember it
okay.
because
So
they
then
didn't have a reunion. The season ended early and they had that episode.
so do you remember what happened that season after that when Tasha Marbury came over there?
You have to be more specific. We're talking years ago. So
Susie started fighting.
oh,
Susie
Susie.
got beat up.
Yeah, poor Susie. She had a black eye. Poor
Susie got beat
Susie.
up.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, what is happening here? So
right.
after that season of Tasha Marbury, it was over for Miami. Now, Tammy and Shawnee had never infiltrated LA at this time. For me, I never thought that they needed help from LA girls at all
You said
because
that many times.
it wasn't like there was nothing where we were like, this is boring to us. Like for me, Jackie, Brandy, and Malaysia were holding down LA for me, period. Now, maybe the girls from over in Miami
Hmm.
wasn't liking it, but there was a difference between those
I,
franchises.
I don't think you keep putting the girls in it personally and keep taking out the fact that it's a show. That none of those
No, no,
girls
no,
had
no,
any.
no, no, no. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying for the viewers, we were not like, oh, this is boring. Now you might, I think you said that, but I never watched my LA and was like, oh, this is boring. Like I love LA. Even the guy who introduced me to LA, we loved LA. We binge watched together. So I never was like, I need the Evelyn and Tammy to come over to LA. Like I never thought that
You've
because
said
the
that
show
many
was doing well.
times. You
Huh?
you said that many times. Like I said,
Yes, so I didn't
I
understand why when Tammy came over there and said, I came to save the show. No, they saved you because Miami was very problematic.
but so Deb, you okay? I I, I
Okay, go
just feel
ahead.
like
What you
we're.
saying, Sydney.
I feel like I can't finish my
No, I'm saying
sentence.
go ahead, go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
no, no. It doesn't even matter. I'm just saying, like I felt like like I said, I supported both franchises, but to me, because I originally started out in Miami, I was much more. It brought more to me, and it became more entertaining when those girls came over. So they said that they needed them over there. And again, we don't know the ins and outs of what was really happening for production at that time. And I'm sure, maybe they told, whether it's true or not, maybe they told Tammy, come over because we need you because they were trying to get her cast. Who knows? I don't know.
LA wasn't boring. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
It wasn't. Miami was in trouble. And they were. Like, if you go back and look at the blogs and things like that, Miami was in trouble.
They were, but again,
Tammy
like I
never
said,
came
they
to
but
save LA at all because they were doing well.
but they were still fan favorites more than the LA girls.
Well, because they were the first friend. That's just like talking about
That's
Potomac
my
versus,
whole point.
but no, that's like talking about Atlanta versus Potomac. It was rising after Atlanta, but they had their own things going on. They would never bring Atlanta girls up to Potomac from Housewives because they were doing their own thing. They didn't need these girls from Miami. Miami needed LA because they were problematic.
I think we're going to just keep going back and forth. I feel like
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
it doesn't even matter. They came on the show. I found them entertaining, whether they stayed on the show or not. They started the show. I'm never going to be mad to see any of the original girls, including
I got
Royce,
you. I got you. Got you.
who I was not a fan of. So
I
I
got
don't
you.
feel I can't say, and I disagree with, like, they didn't bring anything to the show, and they shouldn't have been brought over because those girls were doing fine. I was so much more entertained when they did bring them over. I'm sorry.
Over to LA.
Yeah. I was so much more entertained. And like I said, I had already liked Malaysia at that point, like Drea. I liked some of those girls, but I liked the
But Dre wasn't there
what do you mean?
when
I'm
they.
talking about liking, as far as liking the cast of LA
Mhm.
outside of the Miami girls. Like, I liked those girls, whether
I
those
think what I'm
Miami
saying,
girls
Cindy,
came
is
over or
this:
not.
when Tammy was saying, because at the reunion, she was like, "I came over to save y'all's jobs." I'm like,
Right.
I think they saved your job because they were under scrutiny when they came over there. When Tammy and Shawnee came over there, Miami was under a lot of scrutiny. We
I
watched
understand that.
we watched that part.
We agree
So
to that part.
yeah, so I think what I'm saying is this: for me, if LA didn't have anything, why would they even go? Like, just cancel the whole thing.
Then they could have just canceled the whole thing, because I really wouldn't have cared if those girls had disappeared years before. I hate to say it, but I wouldn't have. I feel
So
like
you
them
didn't like the Miami girls at all,
I did like the
besides
Miami
Jackie.
girls. You mean the LA girls or the
I mean,
Miami
LA girls.
girls?
Yeah, LA girls.
I liked Malaysia and I liked Drea the most on all of the cast of all of those girls. The
Hmm.
rest of them I could take or leave them, and in fact leave them, because when they left,
Even Jackie.
even Jackie, when they
Okay.
left, I did not miss them. Like, because I feel like at that point Jackie was the Jackie that she was in this season, especially in part B, is the how she was in the first few seasons of LA. And
Mhm.
she was just too much to me. Like, she's doing too much. She was trying to make a scene. It seemed like she was just trying too hard. So I felt like I could leave her. And then she finally started to get it together. I
Mhm.
think, like, she started trying to repair some of the damage that she did with her friendships, like with people with, like, Malaysia. I mean, she started to rein it in a little bit, because she was just doing
She
too
needed
much.
Malaysia.
But no, I think, like, the show just didn't need to keep dealing with crazy Jackie. Like, it was just too much.
Yeah. No,
She didn't have
I'm saying
anybody.
that Jackie needed Malaysia.
I'm sure she did.
She
Yeah.
did because again, Jackie was very unforgettable the first two seasons. But I think that the third season when she brought on Sunday and British, Brandy did show up that season. That was a hot season. I think when Brandy came over there, there's a lot of things that happened that season. And I'll say this, maybe I'm just a fan of Brandy. Well, no, I am a fan of Brandy's. So I'll give you what you're saying is factually true for you. But
Right.
I feel like there was so much more content when Brandy came. Because when Brandy came and then it was the Malaysia, Drea, and Brandy. Brandy was like, I'm not even your friend. And Drea was pissed off about it. Um, then Angel Brings came the next season, and it was like, oh, that thing had happened. I feel like Brandy just brought a lot to the show that should have happened like when they started that franchise, because the Goldman girls are very unforgettable for me.
You mean
Are they for
forget?
you?
You mean forgettable or unforgettable?
Like I don't
Forgettable.
remember. Like when
They're
when I think
forgettable.
about LA, I
Yeah.
forget they're there sometimes. They were there.
Okay. That they were there. I didn't,
Yes.
because I knew that, I knew that, LA was created for Gloria.
Yeah.
I didn't like them. I just didn't feel like they were just like not good people. I just didn't like them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what's happening in
Now
Atlanta right now.
what's the other, that not Gloria, what's the other, Laura. I did
Laura.
like Laura though.
Did you like Laura? I didn't like Laura.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like the way they were with the other girls. I don't even think that they were that kind to each other,
Oh
especially
yeah. No.
especially Gloria to Laura,
Mm-mm.
because Gloria always seemed like she was better than everybody, and she wasn't. you know?
But I wanted Laura to be friends with the other girls outside of her sister
Yeah.
so that she could really have a real chance on the show. Because I
Hmm.
think if she was there by herself, it would have been a totally different story.
Maybe, but
And
then
if
Jackie.
I would add someone else to the show, let's say this season,
Hmm.
my main cast is Brandy, Malaysia, Evelyn, and Jennifer. Kristen, I would add her to that.
Laura to it.
Yeah, I would add Laura.
You would add Laura.
Without her sister, I feel like she could be a lot different. We've seen her on a lot of different other
I
reality shows
don't
as
know.
well.
I just feel like when she's on reality TV, she's really toxic. I just don't think it's the right medium for her. I feel like her and her sister, just knowing how they grew up and stuff, I just feel like there's they both been kind of traumatized,
Mhm.
and it's showing up in different ways. And like I said, I just don't think that they're genuinely nice people. I feel like Laura is more calm
I can see that.
yeah, when Gloria's not around, but I just don't feel like, it's not like she wasn't entertaining, but when you see somebody kind of crumbling underneath like the lights and stuff, she just becomes really toxic. So
Yeah,
I don't need to see either of those sisters, to be honest.
I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, and like again, if I could have it my way, Drea would definitely come back,
But we know
even
she's
if
not coming back though.
we know she's not coming back, even as a friend of. Like again, if they have it
Actually, Carlos King actually talked about that. He was like, she's not.
not gonna come back.
I've been telling you guys that too because I
I've
know
said
behind the scenes
that.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
But she's just not coming back.
she's
Like
not.
she's not there for that. And I
Mm-mm.
think if she did come back, Malaysia would have to come back again because there has to be that dynamic between Malaysia, Brandy, and her,
Right. Well, also, again,
and
Malay
Jackie.
and Malaysia did say, she goes, I am not going to deal with these ladies. So I feel like if it was a significant shift and a I'm sorry, British not coming back on the show for sure, Duffy not coming. Those are two big people that have some, they could put some real people back in there because of that.
Do you think she's coming back next season?
Um, if she needs that check, I think she would.
She needs the check. So I know Malaysia's coming back next season. I'm not even questioning or waiting for the announcement.
I
We know
hope
she's coming back next season.
I hope she is. I don't know. We'll see.
But I do need the Brandy and Malaysia and Jennifer and Evelyn thing. Outside of that, whoever else come back, I really don't care.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like, with the more established people and friendships, whether they got along or not, I think we need to see that. I don't want to see them trying to build a friendship like the three Bs. I thought that was stupid. I was like, we're not in high school. I want
Yeah,
to see the real women come back with the fashions, with like the old basketball wives.
yeah.
I
Well, I
hope
mean,
that comes back.
Brooke is coming back too. Like
I
that's
don't mind. I
we
don't
know
mind.
that.
I don't mind Brooke as long as I don't have to hear the word divorce or cheating. I'm good. Talk about
I'm
something
with you,
else.
Cindy. I'm with you, Cindy.
You know,
But
she's
I think she's
beautiful.
gonna come. I think she's gonna come back talking about her daughter though, because I think that again, Evelyn pulls a lot. When it comes to the
Right,
show.
right.
So I can see that's why I'm like when she comes back, I can see her pulling the Brandy and Malaysia friendship card. I can see Malaysia pulling back like, well, you and Jennifer, like I can see that. So I feel like there's gonna be a lot of content from them all being there together next season.
We'll have to see. So, from what you said earlier, do you want to break down some of those interviews
I
or
do
no?
not right, not like not. I want to do like one by one
Okay,
because I do want to get
let's
it.
do that.
The Brandy one, I really want to get into that one.
Yeah.
But Brooke and also Jennifer and Jack, let's get into those things. So
Okay.
let's schedule those because I'm off next week. So
Okay.
this month, tomorrow's my last day of work. So let's next week, if we can do like Monday through Thursday, let's do that.
Yeah, I can do
Okay.
it.
Okay. So and then I can set it up. I can go back and rewatch it and then like really like invest myself into those.
And making some notes because there was so
Yeah.
much that came out of Brandy's that I was really surprised to hear about, and I think that your audience is going to be surprised too. Like if she
Yeah.
surprised me, then they're really going to be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would love to do it. I haven't watched the Jackie or Jennifer one, so I,
I
that
haven't
just
seen I haven't seen Jennifer. I did watch Jackie yesterday.
okay.
I did watch Brooke too.
Okay. And
So
I saw the Brooke and Brandon
okay.
one. And it, you know, I don't know about you. I don't really know much about Carlos King, but I find him really difficult to get through an hour. It's too much. Like he's too loud. He
Mhm.
cuts you know, like he asks a good question, then he'll cut them off before they can answer. I'm like, wait a minute, let's get the tea. You know.
Well, I think that Carlos knows that he's like the king of reality television.
So he says.
Because no, well, he really is. I mean, that's why Housewives is where they are right now.
Hmm.
So I mean, he holds that crown, to be
But he
honest.
also got fired. So okay.
And look where it's been at this point. Like they
Wait,
can't even figure it out. But what
right.
I will say is this: that he said today, when it comes to Evelyn coming back,
Hmm.
was he knew how to bring Basketball Wives where it needs to be at. And
Hmm.
one thing that me and you have talked about, and this is why I know that he can. Remember we talked about them living in LA,
Yep.
and Carlos was like, the because none of them live there. And like
Yeah,
me and
I
Cindy
said
be
that
saying this
earlier.
every time we talk. He was like, they don't have any friends in LA. They don't have no like solid. Their men don't live there. He said that one of the basketball said that they can't even get sex for their men, so they have to fly back home to get
Right.
sex for their man to come back there and like, okay, let me refocus.
Hmm.
So Carlos, for me, when he was talking about this, I was like, this makes, because me and Cindy have been saying this.
And
This makes a lot of sense.
I've really been saying it because, you
Yeah,
know, like I said, it seemed like they were all in the same apartment, but more importantly is that we don't get to see like
they're real
their
life.
real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only get to see them shoot together and maybe some FaceTimes here and there with some of their kids. You know, like yeah. I can't deal with him
And their
either.
husbands.
Yeah. I can't deal with him
Because we've
either.
seen them with Brandy and Jason. We've seen them with well, I think Duffy and Iman live in LA. We've
Hmm.
seen it with Jackie and Doug. Doug does come like the first episode that she's talking to him on the phone. Um,
But it's not the same. Like it doesn't look like when, you know, even if we go back to previous seasons, like when Shawnee was still living in LA, we, you know, Evelyn would go over to her house. It looked like
right.
a house. Like,
Mhm.
you know, it looked like you were
Well, that's
living
what he
in
was
there.
saying, that Evelyn actually lives
Yeah.
in LA though. So that's why he was
Yeah.
like Evelyn would bring that naturalness of LA there.
No,
So he
no.
was like big.
Evelyn lives in Arizona.
No, he said that she lived in Arizona, I think the last season, but she's back in LA now.
Oh, okay, got it.
So
Okay.
he was breaking it down about like where they live at or whatever, because even though she didn't live there then, she still had the ties to LA at
Mm-hmm.
that time.
Yeah.
So even though she didn't live there, she was in the same Airbnb there everybody else was at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even we talked about this season, like they all live in the same damn house.
Yes. Yes. And it's
So it
just
was
that, and it
like a
just
lot going on, because it's like Brandy was cooking at the same kitchen that Jackie was.
right, right,
It's
right.
literally in the same fucking house. So
Yeah,
that's what Carl
yeah.
was pointing out today. And I was like, you know what, me and
And
Cindy
I've
have
been
been
saying
saying
that the
this.
whole season.
Yeah,
I've been saying
but
it the
we've been
whole
saying this
season.
though. And so when he
Yes,
said, I was like, okay, so me and Cindy are on point when Carlos is saying this, because
absolutely.
we noticed that, you know.
And it takes away from the reality of reality TV, because it looks like the only time there we get to see anything is when they're having these fake little dinner parties, like fake little
Right,
gatherings, because they only shooting with themselves. We don't see them, like, even we used to see them going to boutiques and different stuff way more often, and now, and that was because most of them at that time lived in LA, and now it's like
right,
they just seem like they're in these like weird B&Bs. The only time that it looked like they were in a house, they weren't even really staying in that house, and that was in Vegas. You
right.
know, like, I, I don't
And then
know.
you have to go back to also with Miami, because they didn't all live in Miami, because I think Evelyn and Jennifer were still living in New York at the time.
No, Evelyn lived in the high rise, and Jennifer showed her house that one time. She did live in Miami.
In
With
Miami?
Yeah, she was still with Eric, and they
Okay.
were living in their really nice. It was actually a really nice house. And then
Oh
Shawnice
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
You're
and then
right, you're right, you're
Shawnice
right.
and Evelyn were in like a high rise pit, like not a
They just,
penthouse, but a
they just keep traveling back and forth from New York
yes,
to Miami.
to
Gotcha,
Miami. That's right.
gotcha,
Mhm.
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Carlos did point that out today. He was like, the reason why there's no authenticity is because they don't live in LA, so they
Yep.
you can't go home to see Doug, you can't go home to see Jason, you can't go home to see Brooke's husband because they don't live there.
Yep.
Only person that lived there is Duffy.
And
So
I
that's why
was
we're
like,
seeing Duffy and Iman more than anybody else because Duffy and Iman live in LA.
and their house looked different than the
Then everybody,
Airbnbs
absolutely.
because they actually live here, you know? Yeah.
So he did point those things out, and I was like, me and Cindy definitely pointed this out during our reviews because we were like, why the house all look the fucking same?
Right. And it's very distracting. It takes away
Yeah.
from the reality. It's just kind of like, weren't we just in this apartment? Oh no. Now
And he even said, he was like, literally when you go in, like when you look at Jackie and Brandy, and I think British, like the
same
microwave
layout.
is built into the stove, like
Yep.
it's the same house.
It's the
Because
same
the Airbnb the whole thing out. So then, but that's also why British is in trouble.
Right.
Because British act like she didn't have a home and then didn't pay the people that money. So
and then got another over $200,000 just from scamming the show, which again should be me neither. Chi-Town, I don't like him. And again, it wasn't until I had to try to limp through those 2 interviews because I've never really listened to him like that, but I'm just kind of like, he is too much.
I love Carlos.
I don't. I just feel like he's too like.
And maybe because of this show, like when he does the interviews with the girls from the show, that's why.
Right.
Because Carlos does give a lot when he does interviews with the girls from the show. Now, when he does everything else, I don't watch it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like he talks more than those girls, and I'm like, aren't you interviewing them? And he's trying to be too extra, like leaning into the mic and say, like he's trying to be
people like allegedly.
Right.
Well, that's what they had taught me yesterday.
Right. But now when you do it, it's funny. When he does it, it's annoying. It's like he's trying to be a personality when it's kind of like we go back to Shawnee. It's kind of like, just be the EP. We don't need you as the cast member. Like, I don't need him as the cast member.
Well, that's what Cindy C has said.
Exactly.
I did notice that today.
Right. Yeah. He just came. I was like, he's so fake and extra. I'm like, calm down. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, it's gonna. I'll limp through those other 2, but you just let me know. I mean, if you want to start, like you said, to Monday through Thursday, we could do that.
Yeah, let's do it Monday. Let's start on Monday and do it because I do want to do the Brandy. I do want to do Brooke. I want to do Jennifer. I will do
Jackie. Okay, and let's start with Brandy because I don't know.
And I feel like there's an Evelyn one coming up very soon.
Okay, and again, I don't know. I don't know about the other 2 people's tea, but Brandy was so much more than what Brooke gave. So let's start with your girl.
You said Brandy was what?
She gave so much more tea than Brooke did. So let's start. Yeah, let's.
Well, Brooke can't give that much tea because she wasn't there that long. So that's understandable.
What are you talking about? No. She
on the show.
She was talking about Brooke mainly focused on her daughter and her loss in that process, but Brandy actually gave tea about the season on the show. So
no, I'm saying that because Brandy has a lot more insight based off of the beginning from her there up until now. So Brandy was able to give.
No, I'm not talking about the past. Yeah, no. I'm not talking about the past episodes. I'm talking about just
no. I know what you're saying, Cindy.
Okay. Yeah, because I like just the season. She was talking about like how. Oh, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, like there were things that I didn't know that she, did have some additional conversations that we weren't aware of.
I feel like I want to end with Brandy.
You want to end with her?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The SoDebNair. Let's end with Brandy.
All right.
So let's do. You know what? I haven't seen Jennifer's interview either. Too.
Yeah.
I've seen Jackie. I've seen Brooke, and I've seen Brandy. I haven't seen Jennifer's.
Well, we'll get to it. I mean, if it's not enough of if it's not.
So let me go back and watch Jennifer's. I think I want to do like maybe Brooke first because Brooke really was just about Brooke.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot about the show at all. So let's
not
do
really.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's do who's that? Brooke. Jennifer, Brandy, and let's do Jackie after that. Well,
Jennifer.
let me see what Jennifer said, and let's decide whether we go Jennifer or Jackie after that. I feel
Okay.
like let's do Brooke, Jennifer, Jackie, and then Brandy.
Okay. That sounds
Okay.
good. Yep.
Okay.
I'm down for it.
Okay. So yeah, Monday, Brooke, Tuesday, Jennifer, Wednesday, Jackie, and then Thursday, Brandy.
It'll be
I
Brandy.
feel like
All
Brandy gave
right.
a lot.
I'm sorry.
I feel like Brandy gave a lot.
That's what I just said. I said that's
No,
what
no, no,
makes
no.
me feel because she
I
gave
know you
so
said that.
much.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know you
she
said
gave
that.
so much
Yeah.
more than the other than what I saw from Brooke. But I have, like you said, I have not seen Jackie and I haven't seen Jen. So, but I like the order so far. But if I feel like one is a little bit more compelling, I'll just ping you
Yeah, just
offline.
inbox me and then we can change the order around.
Okay, sounds good. All
All right.
right. Do you want me to hop down so you can close
Yes,
out your
I'm about to
shift?
get off. We've been on for almost 2 hours. People came up, so we did good today.
We did good today, and
Yes.
it's so good to talk
Cindy,
to
let me
you
tell you
and
something
see you.
before you even go though. I know I think I do this all the time, but I love you so much.
Oh, I love
You
you
know, I
too.
can't do this with anybody else. So like I love that
Oh,
we are able to do this.
I know.
It
It's
just
so
means a lot
fun.
to me. So
Yeah, it's fun. And I mean, all of these updates, you'll send me some, I'll send you some. Like, what is happening? More is happening now than what happened on the entire part A and B.
because I
you
actually
know?
pre-recorded the British thing, and I was like, let me just go live. I actually have a whole
Yeah.
video I did about British. Maybe I'll post that tomorrow, but I did that whole video about British today.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much more interesting when you have the actual, feedback in
Yeah.
person, like at the right time, It's
You know
really
what
cool.
I've been thinking about doing is this, like doing my pre-recorded stuff throughout the day, and then at the end of the day, like coming on and like going live and
Talking
talk about
about
what I
it.
talked about. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's
yeah.
a really fun idea. Because yeah, we do want people to comment in the comment section. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button. Or
Listen, Rick, we are working on that right now for game night. My school year's over with tomorrow, so we are working on game night again, y'all. If y'all don't know, we are
yay.
working on that again. And he says it's good to see both of us together again.
Thank you, Rick. We're gonna bring you more. There's more coming up.
I haven't seen Rick in a very long time over here on the YouTube streets.
So I think thank you everyone because that means maybe you're back in the algorithm and
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
The
DM
more
Rocks.
hey DM rocks.
Yeah. We are about to log off though, y'all. But thank you guys so much for supporting me tonight.
Thank you.
I don't think I'm doing anything else tonight at all. Me and Nola will be back to doing Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, next week. I've been busy, so it's my fault. It's not Nola's fault for Housewives reviews. I've just been busy this week and last week too. So make sure you guys tune into me and Nola doing our reviews for Housewives of Atlanta. If you guys are watching that, me and Cindy have a whole schedule right now at this point.
Yep.
So now you have more content about Basketball Wives. If you are fans of the show, this is the Basketball Wives Stand channel.
Yes. And even if you're not a huge fan of the show, hopefully our commentary will get you back in there because
And
it's
where's Miss
about
Bernice?
yeah, where's Miss Bernice? But I
I
was gonna
miss her.
say because with Evelyn coming back, we're gonna have way more to say than what we had for this last season. I can guarantee it.
Yes.
All
Chi-Town,
right.
Chi-Town's like, he is so annoying, Carlos
He
King. Wow,
he
I know you're
really
talking
is. I
about.
told you I was like, yikes. I never have had to sit down and listen to him and I'm just kind of like this is why he's just a little bit too manic for me. But anywho, it's getting late your time. Bye, sweetheart. I love you.
Love
Thank
you
you
back.
guys, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Love you,
Bye,
Cindy.
guys. Have a good night.
All right, y'all. So make sure you guys tune in to next Monday for me and Cindy to break down Carlos Team's interviews with the Basketball Wives. Tune in tomorrow night, y'all. I'm going to be talking about the mess over here. I might have some friends with me as well. To talk about the mess that's going over here on the YouTube mother streets because that needs to be addressed. But if you're not a member, listen. Hopefully, you get to find out what's going on. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.
did it, I 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 did it.